Hey teachers, I know you've been practicing how to take Cornell notes with your students, and we're here to teach you how to take it to the next level for higher student achievement with your students.
Okay, so you should be familiar with the Cornell way from your Cornell Notes training. And what we have been doing in your classes with the teaching of Cornell Notes is right here, all written out for you. You'll get this handout on Monday, or you probably already have it in your possession. So you can mark it with me if you like. But we teach C of the Cornell way, which is creating the note format and completing the heading. This is important so your kids can stay organized. Then we have the O, organize the notes. So this is where your students are taking notes on the right side during your teaching. Notes on the right side during your teaching. Then we get into the note making phase, where this is what we're going to go over today with the review and revise. This is the next piece that can help your students with the higher student achievement in your classrooms. So take a moment and review the notes. We make the notes here. If you can, allow 3 to 5 minutes for the students to go back and review their notes. Go back and look at them, and you'll see Alyssa's example in just a second as she talks you through that. Review them and revise. They can also take a moment and they can share with a partner their notes just in case they miss something. Look at each other's notes and see why we wrote this down and what was important, and just an opportunity to add more. Your students are already creating questions on the left side. And then again, exchanging ideas kind of goes up here with review and revise. Allow your students a little bit of time to exchange ideas with a peer, an elbow partner. And I understand this takes a little bit of time out of your teaching, but it's so good for the students, and you'll hear them talk at the end about how helpful exchanging ideas is. We get into the note interacting phase at the end of the Cornell way, where we're linking our learning now. Most of us are creating our 3 to 4 sentence summary from the chunks of information that we've created in the notes section. We reflect 3 to 4 sentences over all of our learning, and our summary should answer our essential question. So if we go back to the essential question, yes, you should have it posted, and if you don't, the students may ask you for that, and if they do, it's okay for you to have them create an essential question from your objective. So make sure that your objective is posted as well. And then of course, the last L in Cornell way is where the students use their Cornell notes as a study guide. You may see them folding their notes, to see their learning here, and it's almost like Jeopardy backwards, so they can read what's here and see what the question is that they created. Alyssa will model that in a second. And then at the bottom, the reflection. So most of you are grading and providing written feedback on how the students need to take notes, because I think that we all can agree, the majority of us were not taught how to take notes. We just take them how we feel comfortable taking them. But it's important to provide feedback to the students about their Cornell notes and how they're taking them, and if they're taking them effectively. So you also have this page, and it's on the back of your Cornell Way sheet that you can keep posted for your students, or make copies for each of them, make a poster, whichever you like. This is our revision checklist. So after your students take notes in your class, give them about 3 to 5 minutes. They don't have to do this exactly like this. These are just suggestions, but have them use symbols or number the notes for each new concept so they can organize in chunks their learning. Circle vocabulary, highlight or underline, fill in gaps, cross out information that's not important. You can read, I don't need to read it to you. But mainly, put a question mark where you are confused throughout the lesson, throughout the lecture, so that you know, okay, I may need to go to tutorials, or I may need to get with a partner, or just talk to my teacher because I didn't understand what this part was about. That means I'm confused. So you may use this just as a guide for your students until they figure out how exactly to organize their notes.
Okay, so first what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a T-chart, and then you're gonna draw another line right here, and if not, some students or some of my friends fold it right here so you can reflect back for your questions. So this is before it'll look like. After, when you complete your notes, you're going to start with your essential question. If your teacher doesn't provide you an essential question, you can make one up with your own of what you learned that certain day. Your notes should have your class, the date, your essential question, your notes, questions, and summary. So, as soon as you start, you take your notes, and after you're completing your notes, you can go back and reflect. You can highlight any important things. You can make questions to what you didn't understand, highlight important key terms, and the next day or hours later after you took your notes and you have to review them, you can make a question over the notes that you took that can help you better study for them. So right here, you can go back, make marks, star important things that you need to know, and make notes for them. At the end, for your summary, is basically you're answering your essential question that you had at the beginning when you took your notes. So back here, the question where I put is, what is the importance of a crime scene and the investigation for forensic science? So right here, you would basically answer this question in your summary. And in my summary, it says, it is very important to follow the right steps in solving a crime scene. If any mistake is made, damage can occur in evidence.
Okay, girls, so how do Cornell Notes help you? How have they helped you over the past 4 years?
Well, as an Avid senior, they help me stay organized, and having Avid as a class, I have to go back and write a summary so you can get a good grade and have that done.
Alyssa?
Honestly, I don't remember how I took notes before I started using the Cornell way. So now that I use the Cornell way for Cornell Notes, it's like better for me because you have your questions, you have your notes and your summary. So basically it's everything you need to better prepare you for your student achievement and things that you need to take care of. Especially if you're reviewing for a test, it helps very, very much. So teachers, if I know your students not all take Cornell Notes, but it's better for them if you take Cornell Notes the way so they can better be prepared for your class.
So if every teacher gave their student the Cornell Way handout, would that be beneficial? Do you think that that's kind of what opened your eyes with Cornell Notes from the past years to currently?
Yes, it's very beneficial. It helps. A lot of students don't like it, but if you're not going to be successful now, then I don't know how you will in the future. So it's better than not to be lazy and take the Cornell Notes right now so you can have a better future.
So what about when you have time to stop and share notes in class, like when we do that? So when we say, okay, collaborate with the elbow partner and share notes and how you're making notes. Why did you write this down? How does that help you as a student?
Well, like for me, since I'm very busy in cheerleading and everything, sometimes I do miss class. So it's good that you get with a partner or somebody to go back with your notes and get the things that you missed that day. Write questions of what you don't understand in the notes that a certain person may have that you don't. And so you could better connect with them. Say, why do you have this? What does it mean? What can I do differently that can still help me with this topic?
Monica, what about you?
Oh, the same, especially because I write slow, so I miss stuff and I forget what the teacher said, so it's easier to ask them and get what I missed.
So if you could give advice to the teachers, because that's who our audience is today, if you could give advice to the teachers about Cornell Notes and their kids, the kids that don't want to take them or just doing them in general, what would you say?
It'll help in the long run.
Short and
It'll
sweet,
be
like
beneficial.
that. Beneficial? How?
By just staying organized and not having to look, because like in the questions, if you have a certain specific question for that certain answer that you're looking for in a review or something, you'll have to like go in regular notes and look for it, while in Cornell Notes you probably have it highlighted or
And it
like
stands out and
yes.
it's easier to find.
So are y'all saying y'all are going to take Cornell Notes in college for life?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay, good.